Am I on the top? Is mine on the top?
Yeah.
Because it doesn't seem like it's as liney as yours.
Well, you are really far away, but sorry, I had to take a short little little break.
I know you're not supposed to edit this stuff, but you could edit that out.
What?
The quiet part.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway.
I'm gonna have to. The camera messed up, so I had to go and fix it. But so, in case they didn't see, you were talking about information.
Oh yeah, you just like when I was a kid, it was hard to find good information, and now it's easy to find information, but you just have to find the people that are actually doing what you want to do.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So, like Brian Allsrue and Alan Thrall, they're normal sized dudes. They're not like world's strongest man athletes.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, I'm not doing PEDs. I'm not doing anything like that.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that world's strongest athletes are, but you know, most likely.
Yeah.
But these guys, they're normal looking dudes. They're average height. They're not all 7-foot giants and 400 pounds. Like
Yeah.
Brian Allsrue is. I think he's a little taller than I am, but I think he weighs less than I do. Way bigger than I am, which is really embarrassing. But they're dudes that I can actually mimic and try out their stuff, which is really cool.
Yeah, that is the thing is you can't just listen to someone because they're pretty. Like, you have to realize that some people have, like, a lot of people have an agenda. They're trying to make money. You know what I mean? They're trying to pay their bills. They're trying to feed their families. So.
Yeah, but why do you want to do it lying?
Well, it sells. You know what I mean? There's people who talk about Skinny Pop versus Smart Pop. How Skinny Pop is better for you. It's a lie. It doesn't even taste as good, apparently.
I don't know. I've never tried it.
Greg Doucette's video said.
I was going to watch that video, actually, but I just didn't care.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Emma sent it to me. She was like, watch this minute from this to this. You don't have to watch the whole video, but it's really funny. And I was like, okay. So
Happy Emma's actually watching Greg Doucette.
But, yeah.
That's good.
Greg Doucette. He tells it like it is. And you need to find someone who's going to tell you like it is, who's not going to try to sugarcoat it and try to paint it like in a pretty picture. Like, it's not easy to get big. It's not easy to get in shape. Some people have crap genetics, and like no matter how hard they work, they look terrible. And some people have great genetics and they can do nothing and still look like a Greek god. And it's like, what the heck? But that's just how the cookie crumbles sometimes. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Now, Coach Greg, I am. If you tear up our video, be nice, because we're fans and I'm natural. I don't know about him, but
natural for now. But anyways, but do your research. It's easy to look up things, but don't just believe it because you read it once. .coms are very reliable. .gov, .edu, .net, those types of things are more.
I don't know about .gov.
But
in EDU,
in school, in college, those are the ones we're allowed to use as resources.
Yeah,
so
but everyone's got an agenda. So a college has got an agenda, and so they're always trying to push their agenda. So I mean,
but they have to have something. You can't just not agree with anything. But that's what I'm saying is, like,
I don't not agree with
look
anything.
what you're like, know what you're looking for, and check multiple sources, and find someone who doesn't. I don't even know. It's hard to find people who are smart. Like, I listen to people who were lying to me for a long time and believed that they weren't. You know what I mean? But then I was like, oh dang! Like, I now watched someone else and they were like, oh, they were lying, and then that
hurt me.
I kind of put the pieces together and I was like, dang, that sucks.
That legitimately hurt me. If you're talking about the video I sent you yesterday or told you to look at, but that one.
What?
I don't want to talk about it on this, but that hurt me. I sent you the video link with Greg Doucette. And
with him?
Yeah.
That little beef that they have?
That crushed me. Like,
yeah.
I was sad.
Well, just because he was lying about that doesn't mean he was lying about everything.
Yeah, I kind of agree with what Greg said. I mean, you lie about one little thing. Like, why wouldn't you lie about everything else? You big fat liar.
I don't know.
That hurt my feelings, though, because, like, I'll still watch the dude's videos because I mean, physical therapy. I'm all about it now.
Mhm.
I'm kind of older, so I kind of have to be. But
Yeah, I highly recommend watching Greg Doucette's videos. He really is trustworthy and knows what's what. But anyways, back to just know what you're looking for and know who you're looking at for information.
definitely.
Going back to the gym, you kind of answered it, but what kept you going to the gym?
I didn't want to be people that I saw.
Okay, who are you seeing?
Overweight people who were struggling with breathing, who were unable to move, who were losing limbs, losing life early, or if they were living to be a long time, because you can be unhealthy and live a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Again, it just depends on, how your body and your genetics and all that stuff.
Yeah.
I'm sure that all plays a part. But if you're 60, 70, 80, 90, and 100, and your quality of life is crap, there's probably something you should have done different. So I look at guys like Ode Haugen, which is an older guy.
Mm-hmm.
He's still deadlifting and, grip strengthening and the whole 9 yards. And he's an older guy and he's moving good. I mean, more weight than I am. And he's older than I am, But
Yeah.
I mean, he was a professional athlete too. So, and then you got guys like Vince McMahon, who I think he's in his hundreds now. I don't know, maybe not that old. But
200.
Vince is an old guy. But if you look at him, he doesn't look it. I mean, he's young, he's healthy, he's still moving. And then there's people that I know on a personal level who was pushing the 100 years, and they were still, their quality of life was good.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, I don't care if I die at 45 or if I die at 105. I just want to have a good quality.
Mm-hmm.
So however long I'm here, I don't want to be that guy that's stuck in a bed who can't do anything. And I mean, that could still happen, but I want to do whatever I can
To help prevent that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's the biggest thing. I mean, especially now, seeing as how I'm over halfway dead, like legitimately, to have a good quality.
Good quality.
Yeah.
And I think that's what a lot of people want, but it's important that you're actually working towards it, like, every day. Like, it doesn't have to be a whole lot on one day. It just needs to be a step in the right direction. What kept me going was just seeing myself being so small. Like, I would constantly compare myself to other people, and I really just wanted to be stronger, and I wanted to be bigger, and I don't want people to be like, oh, Garrett, like, he's small, like, and people will say that, like, as a joke, like, even if you're the biggest person in the world, like, people will still be like, oh yeah, you're tiny, but, like, I wanted to get to the point where even, like, people couldn't even, like, they couldn't even joke about it. Like, they could, but then they'd be like, yeah, no, I'm just kidding, like, you're huge. So that was my goal, and is, well, sort of my goal.
And I'm going to say this. If you're constantly comparing yourself to someone else, stop it.
Yeah.
Literally stop it.
Yeah.
Compare yourself to yourself. The mirror is my favorite judge. So I get ready to take a shower. I see myself in the mirror. And I'm like, I don't like that. I don't like that. What do I need to do to fix it? I attack it. I don't care what this person looks like or what they're doing. I mean, I'll look at it to see if I can learn something to incorporate into my program type thing.
Yeah.
But as far as trying to look like somebody, dude,
It's never going to happen.
never.
Yeah.
So stop that. Stop that. That like, when I was a kid, I thought Lou Ferrigno was it. Like,
Yeah.
dude, Lou was, I know everybody was like an Arnold craze guy, but Arnold was all pretty, and Lou was just the Incredible Hulk.
If you want to look up who Lou Ferrigno is, he's the old Incredible Hulk.
Yeah, yeah. He wasn't the CG one. He was
just
real life.
They just
better.
painted him green.
And
Why is it getting?
I would watch Lou, and
There we go.
so. But I mean, we all have an idol or someone that we'll look up to, but don't compare yourself to them because you're not them. You're better than them, or in your head you should be.
That's good. What struggles did you face most often when going to the gym? What was it? Was it
For me, was not knowing what to eat. Like, I didn't know diet was a big deal.
yeah.
So you go to the gym and you start working out, and I just, like I said, I ate 2 stinking Big Macs from McDonald's.
That's crazy.
Man, so,
I couldn't even do that now.
So yeah, you get the calorie intake, and it'll help you put on some size, but your energy is sluggish. Like, crappy food is sluggish energy, and
Yeah,
I don't.
it is.
For me, crappy
you
food
feel
is
gross
really
and
sluggish energy.
You're
Yeah,
tired.
and I don't like it. So I guess I don't know if that's answering the question.
No, that is.
But
Yeah.
for me, that was the worst part. And I mean, I didn't understand the importance of diet until I retired from the military, and now I'm 45. So what, a year or two ago, I started to really think about. No, I haven't even been listening that long. A year, maybe
Greg,
a year.
when you got on Greg Doucette?
Yeah,
And you
Greg
started
Doucette,
listening to his
just
videos?
listening to just and it's like
You're welcome.
I used to do all kinds of stupid stuff like, do I have enough carbs? And who cares? Like,
Yeah.
legitimately, make it clean as possible. It doesn't have to be perfectly clean, but
There's nothing wrong with eating pizza all day for one day.
yeah.
Just make sure you're not eating 2 whole boxes.
Hey, what's wrong with that? If you can do it,
Too many calories. That's the
Oh,
point.
oh,
It's calories
yeah.
in, calories out. So, but I used to be the same way, I used to think like, gotta have my proteins and gotta have my carbs and gotta make sure I'm not having too much fat or too many sugars. And like, at the end of the day, don't eat like a pig and count your calories.
I'm not counting calories. I just don't eat like a pig.
Just eat some vegetables. Don't be a fatty. All right, eat some vegetables. Fruits are good. People are like, oh, don't eat fructose, too much sugar, whatever. Like, that's not. Just eat some freaking fruit. Okay. There's nothing wrong with fruit.
Watch your language.
Pardon me. But what was something that you struggle with least often that some people
Motivation.
may have struggled with?
Yeah, I had no motivation issue.
Really?
Well, yeah, like, dude, it's time to go to the gym. Boom, gone. Like, I woke up, just go.
Yeah.
There was no motivation issue at all. So mentally, I was able to get into the gym and just go.
Do you think like it was because it was like just a routine? Do you think you built it into your
I think it's because
schedule
I was addicted.
or just addicted to it?
It was an addiction.
Yeah.
Like, if I didn't go to the gym, I physically would get sick.
Yeah.
Like, I would vomit.
Mhm.
Because it's like I had too much something. I don't know what it was, but I had to do something. So in the military, doing exercises, training exercises and whatnot, you weren't able to hit the gym. So I'd figure out something to do. You pick up a bag and you start squatting it, or
Yeah.
you wrestle with somebody. But I did something to get energy out.
Yeah.
And so, so motivation was totally easy. Like, that's nothing. Like, it's not hard for me to say, oh, I'm going to the gym, and I go. The
Physical-
hard part now is, y'all putting demands on me. So
Oh, you're an old man, so you got a lot of responsibilities. Physical exercise is directly linked to increased dopamine release and
so I've been a dope hit.
things like, what is it? I forget the word for it. It's there's dopamine and then there's another one, but they're both linked with like it's like a feel good. Like, people do is it heroin? It's like a feel good drug.
I think people do heroin, but I don't know.
Well, I know people do heroin, but I
Okay,
mean,
I
like,
don't know.
why?
I don't know why.
It's like a feel good drug. It releases dopamine and like
It's like chocolate. Well, let's go with chocolate.
Yeah.
Chocolate's less controversial.
chocolate. Sure.
Chocolate makes you feel really good.
Yeah, I guess I should
Ice cream too.
not
Yeah.
talk
Whoop,
about
whoop.
drugs, but ice cream. Things that make you happy, they release dopamine, which makes you feel good, makes you just feel happy. And going to the gym is directly linked to increased release of those hormones in your body. So, like, if you get to that point where you're going enough or you're working out hard enough, then you're gonna feel
The
really
runner's high.
good. Yeah, like when you're runner's high. So I think what I struggled with most often was
But that wasn't your question. Your question now is, what do you not struggle with?
Well, I didn't answer the most often, or I didn't answer.
So you
either
skipped
of them.
an answer, really?
I did. Well, I was just gonna do them both.
You're the host.
You do them both.
Go ahead.
You do both. I do both. So I'm not even sure what I struggle with most. I guess in the beginning was motivation. I didn't love it. It wasn't something I enjoyed.
I have an opinion, but it's just an opinion.
Well, what's your opinion?
You self-condemn.
Okay.
So you're like, I can't get that weight. I'm never going to get strong enough.
Yeah.
And so I think that dampens the desire to go.
I think I also focused too much on other people.
Probably.
I wasn't going for me. You know what I mean? I finally got to the point where I was like, I want to be bigger because I just want to be bigger. This is something I want to just do, you know? So.
And then your first 405 deadlift, it was like.
Crazy. It's not even that much, but it is.
Well, it is when you're 5 pounds.
True.
But.
And I struggle with least often was I don't know. I struggle with everything. I've struggled with wanting to go, and I've struggled with gaining, and I struggle with getting stronger. I guess what I struggled with least often was doing my research. I researched so much. I Googled so many things. I looked into everything that revolves around the gym. Different machines, different exercises, different supplements. You have your protein powder and creatine and even the more advanced stuff that may or may not be illegal. And just to know about it, just to have the knowledge, you know? Mm-hmm. So I think that's what I struggled least with, was just putting in research. I just was fascinated with it. I don't know why. I just fell in love with it. Fell in love with learning about it. So what were your goals starting out?
My goal starting out was I wanted to be so big that people would walk down toward me and cross the road because they just didn't want to walk by me. Like, that was my goal.
Yeah.
I'm an introvert by nature, which if people know me now, they're thinking, no, you're not. But
freaking talk to everybody.
I talk to everybody. I'm so outgoing. But in all honesty, I was an introvert, and so I didn't want anybody to bother me. I just wanted people to leave me alone. And I figured if I became an extremely huge person, which I never made it, of course, but that they would just walk on the other side of the road and wouldn't even nod at me. Because back when I was a kid, it was like the head nod. That was like all it was. Like, there was no highs and fist bumps. It was a head nod. And so, but I didn't even want a head nod. I was like, that was one of
the reasons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then just like, I always joke about this, but I've always wanted to bench press a Volkswagen.
Okay.
Legit. I mean, come on, man.
Those are a lot. Those weigh a lot.
To just be able to move things is insane. Like, I was so stoked. I did a single arm drag the other day, 370 pounds. Dude, I was like, there's just, I can do it and you can't. That's like legitimately where it is. And most of the people I know can't do it. And so when I tell them that, their eyes get big, their mouth drops. It's a good feeling. You know, it's like, yeah, I made straight A's. No one cares. But, you know, you pull a semi truck and they're like, dude, really? It's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Friggin' feel good. Yeah.
Big cheese.
And you feel huger than you actually are when you do crazy things. I know a lot of people are like, 370, that's not much. I can do one. Good for you. I did 370 and I was pretty stoked. So I could drag my Great Dane. He's about to walk into the camera.
Here, boy. Look up. Hey. Hi. Hi, puppy.
Everything about me's got to be bigger.
Okay.
Including a 270-pound Great Dane. Or 60. 240 now, maybe?
I don't know.
His most was 260.
Big chungus. But yeah, my goals were more number related. So I'd already been in the gym a long time, and I kind of knew things, and I was watching videos. So
He needs to go UTSID.
he needs to go outside.
Yeah.
You don't have to spell it out.
Well, I didn't want to say it for him. I'm going to step off.
I'll
but
be back.
I'll be right back.
You'll do it? Okay.
Yeah, you can tell.
Okay. So, what really got me into the gym, or what my goals were when I got into the gym, were to bench press like 315 pounds, which is 345s on each side, and then squat 500 pounds and deadlift 600 pounds. Again, I was watching a YouTuber who was doing those types of things, and I liked the way he looked, so I was like, well, in order to look like that, I need to lift like he does, and so those were my goals originally starting out. But now my goals are less number related. I mean, I still want to be strong as heck, I still want to be able to bench 315 and squat and deadlift 500, 600 pounds, but I just want to get stronger. I'm not focusing so much on the numbers, but I just want to get stronger. I want to get bigger, and I want to have a good physique.
See, and the crazy thing
My goals are more physique oriented.
You got to focus on the numbers because it's the only thing that's, what the word is, it quantitative? Like whatever you can measure. I don't know what word I'm looking for. I'm trying to sound smart. But you can measure the success with numbers. Like if you measure your biceps and your chest and things like that, those are things that are measurable as well. But most people don't do that. But if you're pushing 315 for 10 reps, you can measure that. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So
compare and contrast, and
so for
keep track of your progress.
So like I want to do 270 on a farmer's walk. That's a measurable goal that I can plug toward.
Yeah.
And so I think numbers are important. Don't obsess over anything in the gym. When people obsess on things in the gym, and then it becomes unfun. So if you start to obsess about something, change your goal immediately. Does that make sense? So like if I'm obsessing, like I want to get everything to over 400, bench everything over. I can't do back squat now, but well I can, but it's just not smart for me to. But to get everything over 400, if it becomes an obsession, then you're more likely to push yourself to an injury. Mm-hmm. So if it's an obsession, then tweak things a little bit so that way you're not so obsessed with that number. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Because
I just want to be able to take my shirt off and be like, yeah,
you can't take your shirt off.
I look this good. Well, I don't think that. It was a full. You don't let me finish. I want to be able to take my shirt off and say,
oh, okay. I was like,
yeah, I look this good.
I was like,
and actually believe it. You know what I mean?
You're a little behind the power curve.
Like, yeah,
as old as you are, you can't.
You don't know how to take your shirt off. You need your mom to help you. No, I mean,
I know.
I just want to be able to, go to the beach, go to the pool, and just not care.